स्टार्ट कीजिए।
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like today's session of this webinar. First, I would like to welcome Sir Dr. Pankaj Sharma sir, the respected HODs and dear faculty and my dear students. I would like to welcome my good Dinesh Tripathi, working as a junior engineer in Indian Railways. Our today's topic of is tests on aggregate for suitability and in road construction. So now I would like to student Amulya Sankar Pandey start this webinar.
Thank you, Mayank sir. A very warm good afternoon to everyone. Respected HOD sir, respected HODs of various departments, respected faculty members, respected alumni sir, and my dear friends. Today's webinar topic is test on aggregate for suitability in pavement construction. So before discussing this topic, I would like to introduce some words to you, that is pavement and aggregates. These aggregates we see in our every day-to-day life in construction, as we all have seen some or other constructions. For example, of any road construction or any building construction. So aggregate is, you can say, main important aspect of construction. So aggregate is a coarse or a grained particle material which is used in construction. For example, sand, gravel, crushed stone. In Hindi, we call it as balu, gitti, etc. Aggregate provides strength to overall composite materials. So what happens? We make a mortar in which we mix aggregate and cement. Cement work as a binding material, and aggregate is added to increase the workability. And with the help of these aggregates, we used to build foundations, drains, septic drains, retaining walls, and roads, pavement, etc. So we can say that aggregate provides a stable foundation to road, and aggregate also used. The major use of aggregate we can see is the base of railway track. See, we have always seen the rails on which the train used to run is put it on a stone-like structure, which is called blast. This stone-like structure has gone many various tests. After selection of good and very durable stones, these are laid under that track. Another use of aggregate is it is economical. It makes the mortar very economical. There are two types.
हेलो, हाँ जी मैडम। वो ऑप्शन है इसमें, कर दिया मैंने। अभी भी नहीं आ रही है।
It makes the mortar very economical. That is less use of cement. Cement is very costly in very costly material in the concrete. So it makes the mortar very economical. Now we'll come to fine grained aggregates. Fine grained aggregate are those aggregate which entirely pass through 4.75 mm sieve and will not pass through 7.5 micrometer sieve. The fine grained aggregates increase the workability of concrete. See, what is workability? Workability is defined as ease of applying the concrete to the definite place. If we are making a mix, making a concrete, so we can put it we cannot put that concrete at the same time in all places. And fine grained aggregate also fill the pores of coarse grained aggregate. Now we'll be familiar with the word pavement. So pavement is a structure which we have all seen in our everyday life. The pavement is anything in which we walk, we drive our vehicle, any kind of road on which we used to walk, we drive vehicle, we do anything, is pavement. Whether it is flexible, that is made up of soil or stones, or it is rigid, that is made up of concrete or bituminous. So pavement is something, a structure which is superimposed. Pavement is a structure which is superimposed with a layer of processed materials above the soil subgrade. Above the soil, we used to process the different kinds of materials like bituminous aggregate, coarse grained aggregate, fine grained aggregate, and then we put the pavement. So main work of the pavement is to transfer the load from the pavement to the subgrades. When the vehicle moves on the pavement, it exerts pressure on the pavement, on the uppermost layer of the road, and that uppermost layer transfers the load to secondary layer and tertiary layer and so on, and finally the load is transferred in the soil. Now the main function of pavement is to provide a good riding quality. This is the main and most important function of the pavement, to provide good riding quality and maximum speed, so that we can drive our vehicle in maximum speed and to reduce our time. Secondly, main function of pavement is to reduce skid effect. See, when we drive our vehicle and when we apply the brakes, the tire should not skid with the roads. This is also a very important and safety measure. This is a very important function of pavement. And the third main important function of pavement, that it should not reflect the light. See, every time road is not colored very brightly because it should absorb the light in it. It should not reflect. If it will reflect the light will go to the eyes of the driver, and he will experience a glooming effect which can cause any accident. So the ultimate aim of pavement is to provide good quality, good reduce the skid effect, and absorb the light of the vehicles. Now we have two types of pavements which are generally serving in India and worldwide. that is flexible pavement and rigid pavement. Now, first we will discuss about flexible pavement. Sorry to stop, but please tell me that I am audible to everyone or not, because first time I'm using this app.
Yes, audible you are.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So we'll discuss about flexible pavement. The flexible pavement consists of a mixture of asphaltic or bituminous material and aggregate placed on the bed of the compacted granular material of appropriate quality in layer over the subgrade. See, what is subgrade? Subgrade is a lowermost layer of any road. Then there is a bed of granular of aggregates, and then we put the pavement. If the pavement is of mud or bituminous, then it is called flexible pavement. The disadvantage of flexible pavement is that when the lowermost layer or any layer which is lower than the pavement will move on, the road will result into a very big dig like structure, and will cause when it can cause accidents or water lagging problem, etc. So this is the disadvantages of flexible pavement. And advantage of flexible pavement, it is very easy to construct, and it can be constructed in a lesser time. It needs less time to be ready for the vehicle to run. The design of the flexible pavement is based on the principle that the intensity of a load diminishes as the load is transmitted towards downward from the surface by the virtue of spreading over an increasingly larger area by carrying it deep enough. The principle is that the intensity of load which the flexible pavement, see, pavement, I am using the word pavement many times. Pavement, you can understand road, the uppermost surface of the road. So the load exerted by the vehicle on the pavement is transmitted to the lower layer and lower layer and lower layer. At last, it is transferred to the soil and it is distributed over a larger area. So it reduces the effect on the uppermost layer, and thus when a strong intensity force is distributed to the large area, the intensity of force decreases. That is why it prevents the road from having any D-structure. Now we'll move to rigid pavement. Now we can see the slide of rigid pavement. The rigid pavement is constructed mainly from cement concrete or reinforced cement concrete slabs. Now I'll explain about reinforced cement concrete slabs, because many of us are not knowing what is reinforced. So concrete, we all know concrete is a mixture of cement and sand aggregate. So when this cement and aggregate mixture is also filled with steel rods, mild steel rods, it is known as reinforced concrete slabs. And this mild steel rods are mainly used for bearing the tension which this structure is experiencing. So this is the rigid pavement is constructed from cement concrete or reinforced concrete slabs. Grouted concrete roads are in the category of semi-rigid. There is a category of concrete which is known as grouted concrete, and it is in the category of semi-rigid pavement. It is not as hard as rigid pavement. And the main advantage of rigid pavement is when when the lower layer of the soil, when the layer which is under the pavement moves with the action of sedimentation or by the action of soil erosion water, the pavement acts as beam. It not fall down or demolish completely. It acts as beam and thus prevent the road from getting destructured or getting diminished from the surface. So cement concrete road, commonly known as RCC roads, are very good in strength. They last for a longer period of time as compared to bituminous road or that flexible pavement roads. This is the advantage of the rigid pavement road. In the design of rigid pavement, the flexural strength of concrete is the major factor and not the strength of subgrade. In the design of rigid pavement, the strength of concrete, which we are going to test further in this topic, the strength of concrete is the most important thing, and which is achieved by the cement and cement and aggregate mixture. The aggregate is tested under various conditions, and the most adequate aggregate is chosen for making this mix. Now we'll move to the properties which we want. Yes, yes, sir.
Please proceed.
Now we'll move to the desirable property which we want in our aggregate to use this aggregate in pavement construction. As we know, for using any material, we should test it that it is up to the mark or not. So what properties we need in our aggregate? So first of all, we need a good strength. Second, we need a hardness. Third, we need a very tough aggregate, and the shape of aggregate should be adequate. The shape of aggregate should be round. It not should be too long or too short. It should be of adequate size, round in shape, and adhesion with bitumen. This is I think a topic to explain. Adhesion is the word which means tendency of a dissimilar particle to clinch over one another surface. So many times the one layer of the pavement clinches with the other layer due to adhesion effect. So to prevent to this adhesion effect, we do the test so that adhesion should be avoided in the aggregate. And another property which we need is durability. We need a good durable aggregate to withstand and to test the durability of the aggregate, we do soundness test, which will be explained further. And other thing is freedom from deleterious particle. A specification for aggregate used in bituminous mixes usually require the aggregate to be clean, tough, and durable in nature. See, as we all know, if we will put anything in the open air, it will be affected by many other unwanted particles like waste particles, day-to-day life waste. It will mixes with the mud. So many other. To avoid this thing, we also test. We provide tests for freedom from deleterious particles. Now we'll proceed to the test which we do on aggregate, and it will be explained by my good friend Abhishek Kumar, civil fourth year student. Over to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Amol. I am audible to all. Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes. Carry on,
Yes,
please.
you are
Yes, yes.
audible.
You
Thank
are
you, sir.
perfectly audible.
Abhishek, carry on. You may audible.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Respected director, sir, HOD, sir, faculty members, alumni, and dear batchmates. Good afternoon to all of you. Thank you all for being here today. I'm Abhishek Kumar, and I'm from BTech 4th year. And as we all know that today's topic is test on aggregates for suitability in payment construction. So as my friend Mulya explained various basic terms which are related to this topic. Now I'm going to discuss the 7 lab tests on aggregates to check quality for use in pavement construction. As we all know that aggregates are tested for strength, toughness, hardness, shape, and water absorption. So there are different kinds of tests which are performed in laboratories. So I am going to one by one, and the first one is crushing test. So this test is used to determine the crushing strength of the aggregate, and this test is consist of subjecting the specimen of aggregate under the compressive stress, and the test sample of aggregate is weighted and placed in a testing cylinder, and then the specimen of aggregate is subjected to a compressive load of approx 40 tons, and this is gradually applied at the rate of 4 tons per minute. After doing this process, we get some crushed aggregates which are measured through the sieve, and we get the aggregate crushing value by the formula here W1 by W2 into 100. Here W1 is the total weight of the sample and W2 is the weight of passing material. So in this test, there are some permissible values which are significant for this test. So if value is less than 10, then it signifies it's a strong aggregate. And if value is more than 35, then it signifies weak aggregate. So this is all about this test, and I can also explain this test with the help of setup of this test. So please, sir, move this slide. Sir, back. Sir, is there any problem? Sir, I can explain by already. Sir, a load of 40 tons, which is gradually applied at the piston, which is also contain a sample of aggregate which is tested. So after doing this process, we get the aggregate crushing value, and we also find the strong aggregate and as well as weak aggregate. Now this is all about this test. Now I am going to the next one. Next test is Los Angeles aberration test, and this test is also known as aberration test. So this test is used to determine the hardness property of the aggregate, and this test is also based on a principle which is to find the percentage wear due to the relative motion between aggregates and the steel balls present in the testing cylinder. So it, this test also consists of a special machine which is known as Los Angeles machine, and this machine consists of a circular drum on horizontal axis, and it will be rotated. So also an abrasive charge consists of cast iron spherical ball placed in a cylinder and along with the aggregate. After doing this process in this test, we lock the cylinder and rotate it at a speed of 30 revolutions per minute and about 500 to 1000 revolutions. This data also depends on the gradation of the aggregates. So after doing this process, we get some material which is determined through the sieve and we get the Los Angeles aberration value. So in this test also some significant values which are applicable for this test. So the maximum value for base course is about 40% and maximum value for bituminous concrete is about 35%. Now I can also explain this test with the help of the setup of this test. So please move this slide. So back. So please back the slide. Sir, one more. Yes, thank you. So we can see here the setup of this test. This whole machine is known as Los Angeles machine, and this machine consists of circular drum. We can see here. So in a circular drum, a steel balls along with the aggregate are present in a cylinder, and cylinder is locked, and this whole circular drum is rotated at the speed of 30 rpm, 1000. So after doing this process, we get the Los Angeles aberration value, and we know about the aggregate which is hard and which is weak. So this is all about this test. Now I'm going to the next one. Next one is impact test. Impact test is nothing but to use determine the toughness property of the aggregate, and this test also consists of a special machine which is known as impacting testing machine, and this machine consists of cylindrical steel cup which is attached to a metal base of impacting testing machine, and in this test a hammer
बहुत सही भाई, बहुत सही.
which is in the upper side of the setup. So here hammer is about 14 kg, and this is dropped with free fall on the specimen, or we can say the base structure which is known as impacting testing machine, and subjected to approx 15 numbers of blows of this hammer. So after that we get some crushed aggregates which are measured through the sieve, and we get the aggregate impact value by W1 by W2 into 100. Here W1 is the total weight of the sample, and W2 is the weight of passing material through the sieve. So in this test also some permissible values which are significant for this test. So maximum permissible value for bearing force is 30%.
Please speak in Hindi. I can't understand your language.
Is 35%.
शुभम सर, जावेद को अनम्यूट कीजिए या तो बाहर कर दीजिए.
हेलो,
जावेद को म्यूट कीजिए, नहीं तो बाहर कर दीजिए.
मैम, should I continue?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, thank you. So we can see here the setup of this test. So here at the upper side is a hammer which is dropped with a free fall on the base machine, which is known as impacting testing machine, and which contains a specimen of aggregate. So now I am going to the next one. Next one is soundness test. So sir, please move the slide. Soundness test is nothing but the test is used to determine the durability property of the aggregate, and this test is consists of a specified size of aggregates. It means a particular size of aggregates which are used in this test. So the aggregates are subjected to alternate cycles of the wetting in a saturated solution of either sodium sulfate or potassium sulfate, sorry, magnesium sulfate for approx 15 to 20 hours, and it to be dried at oven at approx 100 degrees Celsius. And after doing this process, we see the loss in weight of the aggregate, and it to be measured by the weighing and sieving. So after doing this process, we get the loss in weight, and there are some permissible values which are significant for this test. So the value is the loss in weight should not exceed 12% when tested with sodium sulfate and 18% with magnesium sulfate solution. So this is all about the tests which are performed in laboratories for aggregates for use in suitability in pavement construction. Now my friend Amol will explain remaining test of aggregate. Welcome, Amol.
Thank you, Abhishek. Now, sir, please move the slide. Sir, please move this slide. Yes, sir. Now we can see on our screen that is shape test, which is used to test the shape of the aggregate. What the shape we want of the aggregate. See, shape of the test, shape of aggregate is a very important aspect, as it binds the materials, and it also binds the cement binds the aggregate with the help of the shape of the aggregate. Sir, please move this slide. Now, what in the previous slide we have seen a flankness gauge on our screen, which is used to test whether the aggregate is round in shape or not. The particle shape of the aggregate mass is determined by percentage of flaky and elongated particle. Flaky means it is in a round shape or not, whether it is not too bulgy or too small, it is of adequate size. And elongated, the particle should not be very much elongated or very much small. The length or the height of the particle should be adequate. So aggregate which are flaky or elongated are determined to a higher workability. It increase the workability and stability of the mixes. It also make the mix stable. So first of all, we'll discuss about flakiness index. This is defined as the percentage by weight of the aggregate particle those least dimension is less than 0.6 times the mean size. A mean size is taken of the aggregate, and the particle which are less than 0.6 times are thrown out, and the rest of the particles are taken in. The same process is done in elongation index. In elongation index, we keep the particle which are less than 1.8 times the mean dimension. Again, a mean height of every particle, every aggregate particle is taken, and the aggregate which are are greater than 1.8 times the height are thrown out, and rest is kept. I'm saying that the height of the aggregate is taken. The height of aggregate is not possible to take every time when we do construction. So we have Indian standard code. Indian standard have given a standard height for aggregate for each aggregate, and we compare the aggregate which we buy from the local shops to that standard. Next test is water absorption and specific gravity test. Yes, what in this test we use 5 apparatus, namely pycnometer, 10 mm, 10 millimeter Indian standard sieve, dry cloth, weighing machine, and oven. Now we'll discuss about the procedure. So first we will take the aggregate which we want to test. It should weigh 1 kg. Now we will put the aggregate in a 10 mm sieve and we will sieve it. Now we'll take the aggregate in a pycnometer and fill it with water and weight it. We'll take the aggregate in a pycnometer, fill it with water and weight the aggregate, and the weight of aggregate will be termed as W1. Now we will take out the sample from the pycnometer and fill the pycnometer. Pycnometer is you can say a glass structure, a structure like made up in which we used to keep our day-to-day life things like biscuits and any other things. That like structure is a pycnometer. So we will now we will take out the sample from the pycnometer and we will fill it with water and we'll weight that sample and we will term it as W2. Now again we will take the aggregate, clean it in a tray with the cloth and weight it. The aggregate is moist and we will weight it and termed it as W3. Now the sample of aggregate is put it in an oven for 24 hours and at 100 to 110 degrees centigrades and allow it to dry. And again we'll take it out and weight it and we will mark it as W4. Now we will find the specific gravity of the aggregate. The formula for specific gravity of aggregate is weight of dry aggregate, means the aggregate should be free from water, it should be dry. Weight of dry aggregate upon volume of aggregate. So we did not know the volume of aggregate, but we know the volume of water. So we fill the pycnometer with aggregate and same pycnometer with water. So how much volume of water we put it in the pycnometer, that much only the pycnometer will take aggregate. So specific gravity will be found with the formula. I am saying the formula in the term of W, which I termed earlier. W4 into 100 upon W3 minus W1 minus W2. Now we will find out water absorption, for which we will use the formula W3 minus W4. W4 is weight of dry aggregate. W3 is weight of moist aggregate upon W4, weight of dry aggregate into 100. Now we'll go to the next test. Sir, please move the slide. That is bituminous adhesion test. This is very important test to prevent our roads, to prevent it from rain, as generally in rainy seasons most of our Indian roads become very difficult to drive. So this is how long this road will be going to be there for. So bitumen adheres well to all normal types of roads aggregate, provided they are dry and free from dust. In the absence of water, there is practically no adhesion. When there is no water, we see there is no adhesion. That means the road is very well. When there is no water in a dry condition like in summer or in winter. But there will be adhesion when the aggregate is wet and cold. That means it is when in rainy season, the aggregates become cold and it also become wet. So the problem comes when it gets settles down or it come out from the lower layer to the sides and causes the upper pavement to shift down. That causes a destructure. So several laboratory tests are conducted to the arbitrary determine the addition of bitumen binder to an aggregate. The presence of water, static immersion test. This is the test provided by Indian standard for bituminous addition. Static immersion test is one specified by IRC and is quite simple. The principle of test is immersing aggregates fully coated with binder in water maintained at 40-degree temperature for 24 hours. IRC has specified minimum striping value of aggregate should not exceed than 5%. And I will explain this term striping value, which is the ratio of uncovered area observed visually of the aggregate to the total area of aggregate expressed in percentage. These are the 7 tests which we do on aggregate for using it in pavement construction. If we do these tests very carefully and in adequate environment with all precautions taken, then the pavement and road will last for the designed period of time. And if we not do these tests, then the road will destructure before the period of time. It will show abnormal behavior and many else other thing. It will be too much costly. The maintenance will be very high. Normally in India we do not do these tests, which is our drawback. So the maintenance is high and the roads are not very so fine in some of our cities. Well, that is another thing, but we should do at least these 7 tests. Sir, the next slide, please. Now, these are the aggregate testing which are provided in Indian Standard Book. Crushing strength, to test the crushing strength of the aggregate, we do the test, that is crushing test, and it is given in IS 2386 part 4. Hardness, to test the hardness of the aggregate, we do Los Angeles abrasion test, which is given in IS 2386 part 5. Toughness of the aggregate, we do aggregate impact test, which is given in IS 2386 part 4. To test the durability of aggregate, we do soundness test, which is given in IS 2386 part 5. See, this IS Indian standard have given this test in a very detailed manner for safety measure, and every norm is mentioned there, what every standard value is mentioned there, every process is mentioned there. So to prevent the variation of values, that means in here, if we are studying here, we will take R value, and the other student studying in any other state will take their value. So to prevent this confusion, Indian standard has given a standard value of every small to small aspects. Then shape factor, shape test, IS 2386. Specific gravity test, specific gravity test and water absorption test, IS 2386 part 3. Addition to bitumen, striping value of aggregate, IS 6241 1971. Now this is end of the slide. Thank you everyone for joining. Now I'll hand over to my respected sir, Mayank sir.
Thank you, Amulya and Abhishek. today performance of websites and their testing. Now I'll tell you Mr. Dinesh. He's working he's working with Indian Railways. He's from the 2012 to 16 in civil engineering department. Dinesh Mani, he was my good and he इन्होंने रेलवेज 2020 में इसी भी ज्वाइन, हमें काफी अच्छा लग रहा है और क्योंकि से ही हम दोनों ने बीटेक किया और इन्होंने बहुत जल्दी इंडियन रेलवेज में एज ए जूनियर इंजीनियर ज्वाइन। तो मैं चाहूंगा कि दिनेश जी अपने कुछ व्यूज कि आज से बताएं कि कैसा स्टूडेंट ने प्रेजेंट किया और आफ्टर दैट कि ये स्टूडेंट को गाइड करें कि ये आगे गवर्नमेंट जॉब में कैसे अच्छा कर सकते हैं और सिविल इंजीनियरिंग में अपना करियर कैसे बनाएं। तो मैं इनवाइट करूंगा दिनेश मनी जी को।
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First of all, a very pleasant good afternoon to everyone. My respected director, sir, HODs, and all the respected HODs, faculties, my colleague, Mr. Mayank, sir, and my dear juniors. And first of all, it's a very immense pleasure for me to be a part of this great session. And you all conduct. It was a very organized presentation given by you all. I'm working as civil engineer, junior engineer in Railways Department.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
Yes, sir.
So, तो क्या कहूँ यार? हेलो प्रेजेंटेशन दी है अमूल। बस मैं एक छोटी सी चीज पूछना चाहता हूँ कि जब आप सिविल इंजीनियरिंग में आप जो चीज आप नॉलेज गेन करते हो तो यू हैव टू नो अबाउट द बेसिक थिंग्स।
Yes, sir.
यू मस्ट हैव टू गो थ्रू ऑल द, जो अभी आप इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड्स की बात कर रहे थे,
Yes, sir.
तो आपको इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड्स, दिस इज समथिंग कॉल्ड द बाइबल ऑफ सिविल इंजीनियरिंग।
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
You have to abide by all the rules and norms which has been given by the government of India.
Yes,
और एक
sir.
सिविल इंजीनियर के लिए वो बहुत जरूरी है कि you must know all the rules.
Yes, sir.
And before being a civil engineer, the most important thing is that you have to concern about the safety sector.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Safety factor is, hello.
Yes, sir.
The factor of safety is most important thing for a civil engineer.
Yes, sir.
First, you'll have to know about the safety. Then you have to go for the economic point of view. Whatever you are going to construct, whatever you are doing, it should be economical or cheapest or not.
Yes, sir. First, it should be safe for the resident. Then it should be economical.
First, you have to think about the safety purpose. Then you have to think about economic purpose. Safety is very much transport engineer. Whether you are working in irrigation department, wherever you are working, irrespective of whichever department. First of all, the main thing is that you have to take care about the safety parameters. And what we study theoretically, what we do practically, there is a lot of difference in the field and the theory.
Yes, sir. There's
Yes,
a
sir.
difference, sir.
So I would like to suggest whenever you are going to join any department, I hope so Very soon you will be have a bright future.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You must go through all the rules and regulations. This code you must have to keep by yourself. For being a civil engineer, you have to be very consistent enough and persistent. You cannot, there is no shortcut to be a better civil engineer without having any experience. The more you will be enrolled in experience works, the more you will be engrossed in your work, the more you will have your working experience, the more better civil engineer you will be.
Yes, sir.
So अभी तो चीजें बेटर नहीं चल रही हैं, बट आई वुड, आप लगे रहो, मिलती है चीजें, थोड़ा टाइम लग जाता है. एंड यू आर ब्लेस्ड दैट यू हैड योर सीनियर्स विद यू. जब मैंने ज्वाइन किया था, वी डिडंट हैव एनी सीनियर्स विद अस. वी आर अ फर्स्ट बैच. So
Yes,
we
sir.
were, so things were not good for us. We didn't have that a better guidance for us. तो हमें खुद ही करना पड़ा. बट आप तो लकी हो कि आपके सीनियर्स है. गो फॉर इट, सीक फॉर द बेस्ट एंड नेवर बी इन डिसहोप. एक इंग्लिश में एक प्रोवर्ब है, एवरी डार्क क्लाउड इज सिल्वर लाइनिंग. नेवर लूज होप. और बाकी हैव अ ब्राइट फ्यूचर. इट हैज बीन अ ग्रेट जर्नी यार. बहुत याद आती है, अब तो बहुत टाइम हो गया सबसे. बट इट, जो कॉलेज लाइफ होती है वो सबसे प्यारी होती है. राइट नाउ आई एम मिसिंग, आई हैव एवरीथिंग बट आई एम मिसिंग दैट very badly.
Yes, sir.
We are missing
So
too,
you
sir.
have few months.
Oh,
We have few months left. I still remember. I have very great memories with Dheeraj sir, Mayank sir, and all the other old faculties. तो बहुत चीजें याद आती हैं. Only thing is that you can collect all those memories and you can cherish it forever in your life. थोड़ी सी आवाज आ रही है, बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रही है थोड़ा इसमें. मैंने भी फर्स्ट टाइम ये वेब
आवाज आ रही है.
Thank you.
आवाज आ रही है.
Okay.
Thank you
And I
so
would thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
अब I am very
Thank you so much. स्टूडेंट को इतना अच्छे से गाइड किया और बताया उन्हें कि जैसे आपने इंडियन रेलवेज में एज ए जूनियर इंजीनियर ज्वाइन किया, उसके लिए कितनी मेहनत करी हो आपने. और लोगों के कहने के बाद गाइडेंस के और कुछ फैकल्टीज की गाइडेंस से इतना अच्छा आपने परफॉर्म किया. ठीक है. और स्टूडेंट्स को इतना अच्छा गाइड करा आपने. ठीक है. स्टूडेंट्स हमारे शायद आने वाले टाइम में स्टूडेंट्स हमारे एज ए जूनियर इंजीनियर, एज ए असिस्टेंट इंजीनियर काफी डिपार्टमेंट्स में ज्वाइन करेंगे. आपकी जो गाइड थी, आपने जो हमें गाइड किया और स्टूडेंट्स को बताया, वो इनके लिए काफी हेल्पफुल रही होगी आई थिंक. और हम लोग को भी काफी अच्छा फील होता है कि हमारे अपने के.एन. मोदी से कोई आगे जाता है, जब कोई आगे गवर्नमेंट जॉब में कोई अच्छी जॉब लेता है एज ए इंजीनियर, एज ए असिस्टेंट इंजीनियर. इन द सिविल फील्ड ऑल द थिंग्स आर बेस्ट, like junior engineer, assistant engineer, executive engineer, and we know that our students have the potential to done all the things. So your guidance is very precious for us. So thank you so much, Dinesh ji.
thank you, Mike. I'm also grateful that I've been a part of this session. I would always cherish it, and I would love to come to again on this platform whenever I'm invited to. Thank you, sir. Thank you all the faculties.
Yes, thank you. I would like to invite our HOD sir, Samir sir, to say a few words about performance of students and assist our alumni. Hello. Like to say a few words about our student performance and our alumni, Dinesh Maniji.
A very good afternoon to all. Respected Dr. D.K. Modi sir, Chairman Dr. K.N. Modi Foundation, Professor Dr. R.K. Khandal sir, Director Research and Development, India Glycols Limited, and Academic Advisor and Mentor, Dr. K.N. Modi Foundation. Respected Professor Dr. Dipankar Sharma sir, our respected Director sir, respected HODs, dear faculty members, and my dear students. I want to say that alumni Dr. Mr. Dinesh Kumar Tripathi, Mani Tripathi, he is our alumni of batch 2012 to 2016. He has done tremendous, he has given tremendous effort in clearing Indian Railways exam. He has vast experience of 4 years. Now he has joined Indian Railways. I want to say that he has experience of devoting his time to clearing government jobs. He has cleared so many government jobs. Now I welcome you all in this webinar. I want to say that suitability of aggregates for pavement construction. There were 7 tests. First was crushing strength test. So crushing strength test, what is it is all about? We put the aggregate in crushing compressive testing machine. CTM कहते हैं हम उसमें डालते हैं एग्रीगेट को 12.5 mm सीप से पास हुआ और 10 mm सीप पे रिटेन हुआ, तो उसमें 40 टन का लोड लगाते हैं 4 टन पर मिनट के हिसाब से, जैसा इन्होंने स्टूडेंट्स ने बताया, बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन दिया। तो उससे होता क्या है, एग्रीगेट क्रश हो जाता है, तो उस क्रश्ड एग्रीगेट को हम 2.36 mm सीप से पास करते हैं और जो फ्रैक्शन क्रश हो जाती है उससे क्या हो जाता है, हमें पता चल जाता है कि वो W2 वेट है और W1 होता है हमारा इनिशियल सैंपल वेट। W1 डिवाइड बाय W1 into 100 हमारे क्रशिंग वैल्यू निकल जाती है। ऐसे ही हार्डनेस टेस्ट होता है। हार्डनेस का मतलब टेस्ट हम करते हैं लॉस एंजेलिस सबरीजन वैल्यू। इसमें क्या है कि गाड़ी का टायर अगर एग्रीगेट से चलता है तो घिसता है एग्रीगेट। इसी को हम इसका सिमुलेशन करने के लिए हमने क्या किया है, एक 70 सेंटीमीटर डाया का हमने एक सिलेंडर लेते हैं और जिसकी लेंथ जो होती है 50 सेंटीमीटर होती है, तो इसमें हम एग्रीगेट रखते हैं 5 से 10 किलो, जो ग्रेडेशन पे डिपेंड होता है। अगेन इसमें हम बॉल्स रखते हैं, स्टील बॉल्स 48 mm डाई की, 390 से 445 ग्राम की होती है वो, 445 ग्राम्स की, और इसमें 30 से 33 RPM पे से सिलेंडर को हम मूव करते हैं, मतलब रोटेशंस देते हैं और 500 से 1000 रिवोल्यूशंस देते हैं, which again depends upon the gradation of the aggregate। इससे क्या हो जाता है कि एग्रीगेट जैसे स्टील बॉल्स उसको क्रश कर देती हैं, तो अगेन हम क्या करते हैं 1.7 mm सीप से पास करते हैं क्रश पार्ट को और वो हो जाता है हमारा W2 उसका वेट। तो W2 डिवाइड बाय W1, W1 इज द इनिशियल वेट ऑफ द सैंपल इनटू 100, हमें हार्डनेस की वैल्यू मिल जाती है, ठीक है, एब्रेजन वैल्यू मिल जाती है। दैट इज इंपैक्ट टेस्ट में क्या आता है, इंपैक्ट का मतलब होता है हैमरिंग। हम क्या किसी भी एग्रीगेट सैंपल को हाइट से एक हैमर गिराएंगे और वो तोड़ देगा उस एग्रीगेट को। तो हमारे पास क्या होता है 14 kg का हैमर होता है, 38 सेंटीमीटर हाइट से गिराते हैं, 38 सेंटीमीटर की हाइट से। ये गाइड हैमर होता है। इसमें क्या हो जाता है, जब हम गिराते हैं हाइट से तो एग्रीगेट क्रश हो जाता है। एग्रीगेट अगेन कैसा होता है 12.5 mm सीप से पास हुआ मतलब छलनी से और 10 mm पे रिटेन हुआ, तो 10 mm से बड़ा पार्टिकल होगा। तो होता क्या है, एग्रीगेट जैसे ही क्रश हो जाता है तो हमें पता चल जाता है कि एग्रीगेट क्रश हो गया है। अगेन जो क्रश हुआ पार्ट है वो W2 है और जो इनिशियल वेट ऑफ द सैंपल W1 है इनटू 100, हमें इम्पैक्ट वैल्यू मिल जाती है। कहने का मतलब अगर क्रश हुआ ज्यादा हुआ है एग्रीगेट तो मतलब वीक है, अगर कम क्रश हुआ है तो वो स्ट्रॉन्ग है। तो हम कभी भी देखेंगे हम इसमें क्रशिंग वैल्यू, स्ट्रेंथ वैल्यू, हार्डनेस वैल्यू, टफनेस वैल्यू जो भी करें हम, इसमें वैल्यूज कम होनी चाहिए। अगर कम वैल्यूज हैं इसका मतलब एग्रीगेट बढ़िया है हमारा पेमेंट कंस्ट्रक्शन के लिए। नाउ आते हैं हम शेप ऑफ एग्रीगेट। तो हमारे पास अगर हम शेप ऑफ एग्रीगेट बात करें तो हमारे पास राउंडेड होना चाहिए, क्यूबिकल होना चाहिए एग्रीगेट, फ्लेकी और क्या कहते हैं हम एलोंगेटेड नहीं होनी चाहिए। फ्लेकी का मतलब होता है उसकी जो मीन डायमेंशन है वो 0.6 से टाइम्स मीन डायमेंशन से कम नहीं होनी चाहिए। मान लो हम 40 से 50 mm का एग्रीगेट ले रहे हैं तो मीन डायमेंशन हुई 40 + 50/2 यानी 45 mm। तो 45 × 0.6 होता है 27 mm। तो उसकी थिकनेस 27 mm से कम नहीं होनी चाहिए। 40 से 50 mm के बीच का जो एग्रीगेट पार्टिकल है, यानी उसकी थिकनेस कम होगी तो यानी स्ट्रेंथ कम होगी। ऐसे एग्रीगेट को ना हम कंक्रीट में यूज कर सकते हैं ना पेवमेंट यानी रोड में यूज कर सकते हैं। एलोंगेटेड पार्टिकल, मान लो 40 से 50 mm के बीच का पार्टिकल है तो मीन डायमेंशन उसकी 45 mm, 45 × 1.8 होता है 81 mm। तो कोई भी एग्रीगेट पार्टिकल अगर बड़ा है, अगर रोडी का पार्टिकल बड़ा है इस एग्रीगेट साइज में, तो वो क्या होगा, इलोंगेटेड होगा। इलोंगेटेड का मतलब अगेन उसकी स्ट्रेंथ कम हो जाएगी, तो वो पार्टिकल अच्छा नहीं होगा ना कंक्रीट बनाने के लिए ना रोड बनाने के लिए। ऐसे पार्टिकल को हम क्या करेंगे, हम डिस्कार्ड कर देंगे। किसी भी एग्रीगेट सैंपल में 15% से ज्यादा नहीं होने चाहिए। तो ये फ्लेकी भी नहीं होनी चाहिए पार्टिकल, ना इलोंगेटेड होने चाहिए। दे शुड बी आइदर क्यूबिकल और एंगुलर, ठीक है। नाउ वी कम टू द ड्यूरेबिलिटी टेस्ट। अब हम ड्यूरेबिलिटी टेस्ट की अगर बात करते हैं तो हमारा क्या बात मतलब होता है कि हमारे एग्रीगेट बिटुमिनस का रोड जो होता है, चारकोल वाला रोड, उस पर बारिश का पानी पड़ता है, केमिकल्स भी पड़ सकते हैं, किसी ट्रक या व्हीकल से स्पिल हो जाएं, या हो सकता है गर्मी धूप सब चीजों से, तो वेदरिंग इफेक्ट आते हैं, तो एग्रीगेट रोड क्या है, टूट जाता है। तो ऐसे में हम इसी को सिमुलेट करने के लिए क्या करते हैं, एग्रीगेट को हम रखते हैं मैग्नीशियम सल्फेट या सोडियम सल्फेट के सॉल्यूशन में। तो अल्टरनेट 24 घंटे के लिए हम भिगोते हैं, फिर सुखाते हैं, तो भिगोते हैं सुखाते हैं। तो अल्टरनेट बैटिंग और ड्राइंग में क्या हो जाता है, एग्रीगेट जो है मास लूज कर जाता है, तो लॉस इन वेट जो आ जाता है वो होता है ड्यूरेबिलिटी टेस्ट। तो एग्रीगेट को ज्यादा वेट लूज नहीं करना चाहिए इफ दे आर प्लेस्ड इन मैग्नीशियम सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन और सोडियम सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन। नाउ कमिंग विद एडिशन विद विटामिन, होता क्या है कि एग्रीगेट ऐसा होना चाहिए जिसपे विटामिन चिपक जाए, और अगर हम पानी के सॉल्यूशन में रखें तो वो उतरे नहीं। तो होता क्या है, जैसे बारिश पड़ती है, बिटुमिनस रोड्स दैट इज चारकोल के रोड टूट जाते हैं, और सीमेंट के रोड पे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता क्योंकि वो सीमेंट जो है इम्परवियस मटेरियल, सीमेंट कंक्रीट रोड्स। तो क्या होना चाहिए, अगर हम इसे पानी में रखें 40 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पे 24 घंटे के लिए, और हम विजुअली इंस्पेक्ट करें, तो 5% से ज्यादा एग्रीगेट जो है, मतलब विटामिन जो है एग्रीगेट से छूटा नहीं होना चाहिए। तो कहने का मतलब एडिशन विद विटामिन ये है कि इसकी पकड़ अच्छी होनी चाहिए। तो ये सब टेस्ट थे, और ये सब टेस्ट इन्होंने बच्चों ने अच्छे से बताए हैं। तो यही था कि ये सुटेबिलिटी ऑफ एग्रीगेट विद टेस्टिंग हम टेस्ट से करें, ठीक है, फॉर इन पेमेंट कंस्ट्रक्शन। तो जो हमारे एग्रीगेट्स होने चाहिए वो सुटेबल होने चाहिए पेमेंट कंस्ट्रक्शन के लिए। हर एक टेस्टिंग पे, चाहे हम उसकी क्रशिंग स्ट्रेंथ टेस्ट करें, हार्डनेस टेस्ट चेक करें, टफनेस चेक करें, शेप ऑफ एग्रीगेट लें, ड्यूरेबिलिटी चेक करें, एडिशन विद विटामिन लें, एंड फ्रीडम फ्रॉम डिलीटेरियस सब्सटेंसेस। इसका मतलब ये एग्रीगेट साफ होने चाहिए, ना उसमें मिट्टी होनी चाहिए, ना रेत होना चाहिए, ना क्ले लम्प्स होना चाहिए, ना सिल्ट होना चाहिए, ना और भी कोई ऐसा मटेरियल होना चाहिए जो विटामिन के साथ चिपकने में मदद करे, या इनकी जो इंटरलॉकिंग होती है, जो इनके आपस में बॉन्ड बनना है, उसको भी अफेक्ट करे। That is all from me, and thanks to all. Now I hand over to Mayank sir for thanking all in vote of thanks. Mayank sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your guidance and I feel glad to know about your knowledge. And sir, now I hope you all enjoyed today's session of this webinar. And I would like to thank Dinesh Maniji. He is with us.
Yeah, Mike.
And I'm going to invite you all to, if anyone want to interact with our alumni, Dinesh Maniji, and if any person have any question with our students or from our alumni, then you are free to speak, and you are free to talk with our alumni and our students also. Okay. Now, thank you so much, all of you, and thank you so much our alumni Dinesh Maniji, and my
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Our directors.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mayank sir.
Now,
Thank you, Dinesh Maniji Tripathi ji.
It's my pleasure,
Thank you,
sir.
Dinesh sir.
I'm very
Sir. Yeah.
I'm very grateful, sir, that I've been a part of this.
Okay.